The device in my hands is the Roku Streaming Stick Plus. It's Roku's new budget option, and it replaces the Express 4K Plus that I've recommended for years. So naturally, I thought this little new device would be a good fit, especially for first-time Roku users or anyone looking for an entry-level option. Then I read this. It's an article from CNET, and the headline says it all. A wonky start for a promising streamer. But to see if that's true, I bought one and tested it out. Let's get right into it. And as soon as I set up this device, I wanted to know, would I run into the same problems as the CNET reviewer? And there were several of them. Alright, so the reviewer's biggest complaint, it was about buffering when streaming HDR content. HDR is all about better color and contrast, and this device does support it. But to actually see the benefits of HDR, your TV has to be compatible too. So to test it out, I went into the settings on my TCL TV and set the picture mode to Smart HDR. And now I could get on with the testing. So would I encounter the same issues with buffering? Let's find out together. For my testing, I opened up apps like Hulu and Disney Plus, and I looked for shows and movies available in HDR. Not all content is in HDR, but you'll see an HDR logo on the details page when it is. Like this. CNET's reviewer said HDR playback repeatedly stalled, and within 1 minute. But after hours and hours of testing this week, you can see my continue watching lists here. That just didn't happen for me. Not even once. Now to probably the most shocking claim. The CNET review said, Netflix, it didn't work at all with this device. Now, I've been on a pause from Netflix, but I felt this claim was so important that I had to test it myself. I signed up for a plan that includes HDR content, and with Netflix, that is only with the premium plan. Let's see what happened. I launched the app, went straight to the continue watching section, and then I played a show in HDR. No crashes, no buffering, and the streaming quality looked really good in HDR. In person, you can really see the difference. And now I've got the rest of the month to binge watch Netflix and get my $25 worth. The CNET reviewer did have problems at first, buffering and Netflix crashes, but after a few resets, he said the device stabilized. And there's something else I found in his review that probably explains why our experiences have been so different up to this point. It's here. The reviewer says Roku's speed test showed only 25 megabits per second, typically the minimum requirement for 4K HDR. And that's even though the reviewer said he has gig speed internet. I ran the same Roku speed test, and you might want to try this too. Go to Settings, Network, and then Check Connection. Here's a screenshot of my results. You see it shows excellent signal strength and a good internet download speed, 143 megabits per second. Fine for streaming, but also much lower than my internet speed according to speedtest.net. My Roku Ultra showed higher speeds, but there was still a gap compared to speedtest.net. I didn't experience any buffering, and that's a relief because it would have been a deal breaker. But like any budget device, there are some pros and cons with this one that are worth calling out. Let's talk about them. First, take a look at the size of this thing. It's a very compact device, and I just spun around a TV in my bedroom to give you a closer look. The setup, very simple. One end goes into the HDMI port, the other into a USB port. No wall outlet required. Now I know some people worry USB power isn't enough. Not a problem from my testing. This device is great for travel and great if you want to reduce cord clutter. One thing I did run into, a couple of my TVs only have a single USB port, and I use that for LED backlights. So I had to choose either the Roku or the lights, or I guess I could pick up a USB splitter to support both. Let's keep it moving. I'm on Roku's website for this next point. In the middle of the screen, you see the Roku Streaming Stick Plus. That is the device that I've been testing. A big pro here, support for 4K and HDR at an affordable price point. Now look just to the left of that. It's the regular Roku Streaming Stick, the base model. This one only supports HD, and that's why I don't recommend it. Now to the right is the Roku Streaming Stick 4K. And I know, these names are all starting to sound the same. This version does include Dolby Vision, which the Plus model doesn't, But really, if you're after a more premium streaming experience, I would probably skip all of the sticks and go with the Roku Ultra. It's the best player Roku offers, and it's been going on sale a lot lately. Nobody wants a laggy streaming experience, so let's talk more about the performance and the responsiveness. For my testing, the Roku Streaming Stick Plus performs about the same as the Express 4K Plus that it replaces in Roku's lineup. Smooth enough for everyday use, navigating menus, launching apps, and streaming shows all felt solid. But there is something I want to call out. Here's my editing timeline, and I'm going to press play, show you what happened when I launch certain apps, like Prime Video. This is with no edits, so you can see the slight delay. It's not buffering, more like the loading wheel just hangs on the screen a little bit longer before the app fully launches. It's something you might notice, especially if you're used to a faster device like the Roku Ultra. You are also going to want to manage your expectations when it comes to the remote. First, the good. The remote that comes with the Roku Streaming Stick Plus, it supports voice commands, and you can pair it with your TV to control the power and the volume. No need to juggle multiple remotes. It is a clear downgrade compared to the Voice Remote Pro 2 that comes with the Roku Ultra. That one is backlit, rechargeable, and has extra controls that you can personalize. If you end up getting the Streaming Stick Plus, you can always upgrade the remote later. The Voice Remote Pro 2 is also sold separately. Now, no matter which Roku device you choose, you are getting the same user interface, and that includes ads on the home screen. No way around it. This is one of Roku's biggest drawbacks, especially as the company continues testing more ad placements and sponsored content. While you can't remove the ads entirely, Roku does give you some control over the home screen layout. Watch here. See the recommendations row above the apps? I can actually hide that from the settings. And if you prefer to see more app tiles on your screen, there's an option to change that too. Here's how I'd break it down. If you're shopping for a new Roku, the Streaming Stick Plus is a top value pick, typically selling for around $40. Affordable, portable, supports 4K and HDR, and delivers a solid streaming experience. But if you already have a Roku Express 4K Plus, I would not rush to upgrade. For those with a bigger budget, the Roku Ultra is worth it. That is my top overall pick. And outside of Roku, the Amazon Fire TV Stick 4K Max and on Google TV 4K Plus, they are both great budget-friendly alternatives. If you're looking for a more premium experience, I really like the Apple TV 4K. There's a lot of competition for your streaming dollar, so if you are not in a rush, waiting a few weeks could really pay off. For Roku devices, a discount of 20 to 30%, that's a good deal. And if you found this review helpful, please give it a like and find the latest streaming deals on michaelsavesdeals.com.